How to create page sections using strips and anchors. Hey everyone and welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video I'll show you step by step how it works, so the anchors, and also how to create them so that we have different sections for each, and then in one page we have different sections and they're going to be set by anchors, and these anchors are going to be able to work with buttons or different links, that kind of stuff. I'm going to show you this entire thing in this video. Now, first, before we get started, I just need to note that this is not for Wix Studio. This is for the default Wix editor. So with that being said, let's just go in and get started and show you exactly how it works. So first, you'll need to open up your site editor, obviously. And then from there, I'm just going to actually, because I'm going to be walking you step by step and I'm going to really show you exactly how it works, I'm going to remove pretty much everything from my home page and start over from scratch. Show you every section, how to build it, how to add a strip to it, and then how to anchor it so that it has a place on that page. And you can even do some sort of, a table of contents, things like that with this kind of feature. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to remove every single section that I see in front of me right now, which kind of hurts me because this template is kind of nice. But I'm just going to do that real quick and start from scratch. I'm not sure what, okay. Oh, okay. So now we have the header. We also have the footer, which I believe you can also do the same thing for. But let's just go and start sectioning our site. So the first one, which is pretty much the first section, we can't really even remove it. We can feel free to start adding some stuff to it. So first, let's just go and change background. And then from there, we can just use one of the selected, the backgrounds that they offer us. So I'm not really going to look for a proper image here. Kind of lazy with that. So let's just go in and start adding things to it so we can recognize each section. I'm going to create 3. I think that's going to be more than enough. And then, actually, I just got another idea. Let's just go in and start creating a... This first section is going to be the table of contents, and then we can just start creating 3 more sections below, and each one of them is going to have a jump or an anchor to it. So this is going to be the tables of contents. So we're just going to add another section, and another one, and another one. Now we just need to give them some personality. So I'm just going to click on this one and give it a strip, because this is what we're going to be using. So you can really give it any strip here. Let's just go and use this one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and grab this strip and make it full width, like so. Sorry, full height as well. Full width, it's already stretched by default. If you don't want that, you can feel free to turn it off, but I'm just going to keep it. And then I'm just going to click on change background. And let's just go in and give it this fruits cover background. There you go. Now what we can just do is we can just add some text and give it heading 1. And I'm just going to go ahead and name it the fruits section. Nothing special about it, just a text block. Just so we can give it a character, so we know this one is the fruits section. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to stretch down the section a little bit so it's going to have more space between the first one and the second one and so on, because when it actually jumps, it does give us this feel that it is actually jumping between them. Next up, I'm just going to discuss do the same thing for the other one, which is this one. I'm just going to click on add elements, add a strip to it, like so. I'm just going to click on that and change background to another one, which is going to be this this time. And what I'm going to do is just go and name this slideshow, and I'm going to go to interactive, and let's just use, for example, this one. So we can just go in and add this one to our thing and attach it. And then we also have this last one, which I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm just going to go to add elements, go to strip, and give it this one already, which has a background, which just makes things easier for us. Sorry, I just had to fix these gaps between the two, between each strip that we have here. So for this one, let's just go and add an image to it and call it a day. So we have an image, upload, And then we can just go ahead and really give it any image that we have here. So I'm just going to use this one as an example, and we can just go in and use it once it's loaded. So now that we have our strips ready to go and we have our sections good to go, what we can do now is just go in and give them the anchors that they need so that they're going to work as such. So to do so, we have two different ways of doing so, which you may help me with this. I'm not even sure what's the differences between the two. First way is going to be by just clicking on any section that you have here. And then for this section, you simply go to the top and you should be able to see section untitled. And if you click on that, you're going to be able to really just, if you click on the rename section here right next to it, you can just go in and feel free to give it any name. So for example, this is going to be the fruits section. And then what's really important here is that we can give it a URL to it, meaning it's going to act as an anchor. So if we create a button and that button is going to be this, it's just going to jump into this section. So much like an anchor. So let's just go and use that for this section. So we're just going to leave it as hashtag fruits. And this is going to be the URL suffix to it. So now that we have this, what we want to do is just exit out of here and just make sure that it is saved. And yes, it is. So we can just go in and go to the next one. And for this one, we can just go and use the other method, which is pretty much doing the same thing. Like I said, I'm not really sure what the differences is between the two. But actually, now that I think about it, I know the difference. I'm going to show you right now. So go ahead and click on add elements, and this time go to menu and anchor, and you should be able to see menu and anchor. It says anchor. So from here, you just want to click on anchor, and you should be able to see only one option, which is this one. And then this, you simply just go in and drag and drop it wherever you want that anchor to be. Now, this is actually going to be the difference between the section and the anchor, because the anchor can be anywhere on the section. But for the section, it's just going to be at the top. So if you jump into a section, it's always going to be at the top. But for this one, it could be in the middle, which I'm going to do right now. And then you can, does it not, can it not be in the middle? I believe it can. I'm just going to try one more time. But I'm just going to name it, this one is going to be the slideshow one, so I'm just going to name it slideshow. Only slideshow like that. And then anchor URL is just going to be slideshow, hashtag slideshow. And then we exit out of here. Let's just hopefully see that it does work like I said it would. Let's just try to drop it in the middle. And yes, it does drop in the middle, meaning if we jump into this anchor, it's just going to take us here instead of the top. So we could just go and leave this as the actual anchor this time. And then for the last one, we can feel free to really do any of the two methods that we just discussed earlier. So we can just go and do the title one, which is easier. So I'm just going to do that. Give it the title image. Section URL is also going to be hashtag image. So exit out of here and we're good to go. Okay, so now what does this do for us? So we simply can go to the first section here if you want to create, for example, a table of contents of some sorts. Let's just make it a lot simpler than an actual table of contents. I'm not really going to create a table right now and do that complex stuff. What we can do is just go ahead and add, for example, a button. I'm just going to use a different types of options here that we can have. So button, text, and an image. And really it could be anything that you can link stuff to. So let's just go ahead and grab an image as well. I know it doesn't really look good. I'm not really trying to make it look good. I'm just going to show you the functions of what we just did. So let's just go and use the same one right over here. Okay. So now that we have a bunch of stuff here, and you may be wondering what I'm doing right now, look, for example, this one right here, which is the text, what we can do is just go in and highlight this text, name it whatever you want. So jump to fruit section. And then what we can do is just go and decrease the font size here a little bit. Oh, I need to highlight it. Sorry. Beginner mistake. Anyway, so now that we did this, we can just go in and start by giving it a link. So just go and click on that. And then once you click on that, you simply just want to go to section or anchor. You don't want to go to page. You don't want to go to web address. You simply want to pick section or anchor. And then just select this page, which is the one that we're on. And then just go to where on this page, click on that, and you should be able to see section fruits, section untitled, slideshow anchor, and section image, which is pretty much what we have created. So we simply just want to click on section fruits for this one and click on done. And now whoever clicks on this is going to jump into the fruits section. Let's just do the same thing for the button. We simply click on it, click on settings, and then from the settings tab, we simply just click on links to section or anchor, and this is going to take us to the anchor this time, which is the slideshow, which should be on the middle of the actual section, not at the top. And we can feel free to just change the text of the button to say slideshow. Lastly, we have the image, which we also can link by clicking on it. Click on link and do the same thing. So section or anchor, and then just select that last section, which is image. Click on done. We're pretty much good to go. So now we've done everything. Let's just see if it's going to work or not. Click on preview. And then if we click on the jump to fruit section, it's going to jump to fruits section, hopefully. Okay, so it's gonna, okay, there you go. Took a little bit of time. Usually it doesn't, but I'm not sure what happened. Next up, we have the slideshow. So if we click on that, it's going to take us to the anchor. You can actually see that the anchor this time is at the top, because whatever line you have is going to be at the top. So it's going to scroll right there. But before the first one, it's actually going to have the... Okay, what happened there? So if we click on the jump to fruit section, it's going to take us to the section itself, which the top of the section is going to be the top of the scrolling. But here, because we had the anchor, it's going to take that to the top. And lastly, we have the image, which if we click on, it's just going to take us to the section again. So yeah, this is pretty much how to section pages with, using, the anchors and using also strips and sections. So hopefully you found this video to be informative and helpful, and thanks for watching.